assessment processes and feedback analysis. Assessment process is an ongoing process involving feedback, coaching, and recognition. Effectively manage performance by acting with purpose to enhance competency, confidence, and capability. 3 key phases throughout the year help to maintain a focus on building talent and driving result through employee contribution. The main purpose of employee assessment is to review compensation, performance improvement, promotion, termination, etc. So what are all the 3 key phases? The 3 key phases are goal setting and development planning, mid-year calibration, year-end review. So assessment means you are analyzing the performance of the employee. So this analyzing performance of the employee involves feedback, coaching, and recognition. First, so you will be assigning some tasks to the employee. That employee will be performing the task. So from that employee, you will be getting some feedback. Okay, so if the feedback and through that feedback, you will get to know that if the employee understand the task and if the employee performing the task in a right way, or what is the progress in the task, is there is any development in the task or not. So if there is no development, or the development is not up to the satisfied level of the organization, means then coaching will be given to the employee. After coaching or after training, if the performance of the employee is improved, means then recognition will be given to the employee, or else again training will be given, or else if the performance is not satisfied, even though the training is given to the employee, means then the management will lower the category of the employee, will lower the designation of the employee, or it will terminate the employee. So that is called as assessment of an employee. So it will be if you are doing an assessment of the employee, means then you can then the employee's performance, then it will enhance the employee's performance. It will enhance the employee skills, it will enhance the employee confidence, and it will enhance the capability of the employee. So if you are doing, or if you are done with any assessment of the performance of the employee, means then it will enhance the skills of the employee, it will enhance the confidential and capability of the, it will improve the confidential and it will improve the confidence and capabilities of the employee. So how you can assess the employee performance, means first you have to goal set. You have to set the goal for the employee, and you have to check whether check the development progress of the goal. Next, if you want additional information, if you are having additional information that should be implemented in the task, means then that will be done in the mid-year, or in the middle of the work. You have to implement that information, or you have to implement that plan in the task. Then you have to do a year-end review. This is how you can assess the performance of the employee. So the main purpose of analyzing the performance of employee is to give the better compensation for the employee, and to make the employee's performance, to make the better performance, to make the employee's performance even better, and to make the employee promoted for the next level in the organization. Or if there is any dissatisfaction for the management in the performance of the employee, the management, after giving notice or after giving warning to the employee, they will even terminate the employee. So for that purpose only, this assessment process is utilized in the organization, or it is this assessment is done in the organization. Next is phases of assessment. What are all the three different steps in the assessment? First is goal setting and development plan. So as I already told you, you have to set a goal to the employee. That goal should be reliable, measurable by the management or by the employee. So once the goal is set by the organization, and once the goal is set by the top management or immediate manager, then the manager, they have to monitor whether there is a progress in the task. Okay, and whether there is any development in the task. If there is any development, means what are all the inputs the manager can give? They can give the inputs to the employee, or they can give inputs in the task. Establish clear expectation by discussing with manager and gather input from team. Set measurable goals which will provide ability to check assumptions and celebrate accomplishments. Review goal on a quarterly basis and make adjustment as needed. Solicit ongoing feedback and make course corrections when appropriate. Track achievement throughout the year. Provide specific example of goal achievement or competency demonstration. So once the goal is once the goal is set by the manager, then you have to track the goals. You have to track the performance of the goal. You have to track the performance of the goal throughout the year. It is not that once the goal is set by the organization, or once the goal is set by the immediate manager, the manager work is done. It is not like that. The manager has to track, or the manager has to monitor throughout the year the achievement or the performance of the goal. And if there is any development, if there is any development is needed, the inputs can be given by the manager. Next is mid-year calibration. Mid-year calibration, informal discussion to solicit and provide feedback, coaching, guidance, and recognition for contribution. Discuss progress on performance, goals, competency, recognize accomplishments, and identify challenges. Calibrate on goals for the remainder of the year. Just plan as needed to accurately reflect changes to expectation and priorities. So mid-year calibration means it is an informal, the managers and the team members, they can informally, or they can discuss about the goals informally. They can get the feedback from the employees who is performing the particular task or the goal. And if the performance is not, the performance of the employee is not up to the satisfied level or up to the standard level, means then coaching will be given, guidance will be given. And if the performance of the employee is good, means then recognition will be given for the contribution of the employee. So in this discussion, you can also discuss the further progress of the goals, and the competency that is required to achieve the goals. Next is you can also calibrate on goals for the remainder year, and you can also adjust the plan. You can also adjust your goal. You can also adjust the plan for achieving the goals. Next is year-end review. So in this year-end review, you will be discussing the performance related with the goals. In this, you can review, in the year-end review, you can analyze or you can evaluate the performance in relation to the goal, competency, and development plans. So you can review the performance of the employees for achieving the goals and competencies. Identify and celebrate the achievement including goal delivery and competency demonstration. So in this, once the um, goal is performed by the employee, you can also recognize the achievement of the employee, and you can assess the performance of goals and competencies and determine the performance rating. You can analyze the performance of the employee and you can rate the performance of the employees. Next is performance evaluation. First, for performance evaluation, as we discussed in the earlier module, you have to analyze the or you have to evaluate the performance of the employees depending upon the goals which is given to the employee. So once the performance is evaluated, and based on the performance of the employees, you can rate the employees, or you can rate the employee performance, and based on that ratings, you can provide you can provide compensation, or you can provide promotion to the employee. Next is assessment process. Process of evaluating employee performance includes identifying job-related strength, development needs, progress towards goals, determining way to improve performance, pay attention. Pay and promotion decision. You have to, the process of assessment is you have to analyze you have to identify the employees job strength, that is employees skills and knowledges that is required in the job. Developing needs, so you have to identify whether there is any need for the development, whether there is any need for the employee for the development of the goal. Next is progress towards the goal. What is the, you as a manager, you have to check. As a manager, the manager have to monitor the progress, continuously monitor the progress of the goal. Next, determine way to improve the performance. If the employees performance is not up to the standard level, means then the manager has to suggest the way to improve the performance of the employee. Next is once the employee performance is attained to the standard level, means then pay and promotion decision will be taken by the manager. Next is feedback. Employee feedback is a process by which reporting manager, supervisor, and peer give constructive suggestions to the employee. It also includes collecting inputs from employee about his or her manager, peer, or organization as a whole. Employee feedback is an essential part of the employee experience process and a mechanism that will increasingly improve employee performance and for the organization to develop a better work culture. Okay, so employee feedback means there is two types of feedback. One is employee. As an employee, you have to give feedback to your manager or supervisor, and the next type is the manager, peer, and the managers, peers, and the supervisors. They will be giving the feedback about the employee. So employee will give feedback to others. Others will give feedback to the employee. So if the employee others is giving the feedback to the employee, means it will be in a constructive way. So they will give suggestions to the employee to improve the performance, or to make the employee not only improving the work performance, but also the social performance of the employee. And it is the essential, and it is needed for the employee to increase the or to improve the performance of the employee in a better way. Next is feedback question for individual reflection. As an individual, what are the questions for individual, what are the questions you can throw to get the feedback? What are the responsibility you purview as important? How can organization help you with your career growth while handling the project name? That is, while handling any particular task, did you do anything outside your scope of work? There is a scope of personal growth in this organization. Is there is any scope for personal growth in this organization? So these are all the questions you can throw to an individual to get the feedback. Next is leadership reflection. So as to a leader, you can throw this kind of questions to get feedback from for their employees. I am reviewing my team's career path constantly. I have provided an atmosphere within the team where they feel positive about giving me a feedback. I feel confident that my feedback is taken positively by my team members. So these are all the questions you can throw to a leader for reviewing their team or employees. Next is feedback questions for organizational reflection. So for organization, how you can get a feedback for their employees. As an organization, are we doing well in keeping our strategies well defined? What are the three things we as an organization can do differently? On a scale of 0 to 10, how likely are you to refer the organization to your family and friends for employment? Could you please elaborate on the choice of your answer? So these are all the questions you can throw for an organization to get feedback from their employees. Next is employee satisfaction reflection. Do you have the flexibility to work remotely if required? Do you feel your work contributes to overall goals of your organization? Do you feel you are able to maintain a healthy work-life balance? Do you feel the review policies are fair in this organization? So these are all the questions you can ask to your employees to get a feedback whether the employee is satisfied with their work and with the organization. Next is how to analyze the feedback. How once you are done with getting the feedback, means how with that feedback how you can improve the employees performance, or how you can solve the problems in the employees. First is organize the comment based on sentiment. It will help to identify the action that should be continued and the area that need to be addressed as soon as possible. Sort the command and make subcategories based on issues like culture, productivity, or process. It helps to figure out how to approach each issue. Summarize all the inputs and make the team informed. Create an action plan to address all the issues collected from all the team members. So first is you have to organize the commands from the employees based on some sentiments or some based on some data. You have to organize the commands of the employees. So it will help to identify the action that should be continued. So once you are organize the employees' comments based on some sentiments or values, means it will help you continue the process. So and you can it also helps to analyze the need. What is the problem that should be addressed? So you can analyze the need, and based on that you can sort out the problems. So you have to organize the employees' comments based on some sentiments and values, or some data. You have to summarize the feedback. So once you're summarizing the feedback means it will be easy to, it will be easy for you to understand the need and how to process the, and how to progress with the feedback further. So once the feedback or once the comment is organized with some values and sentiments, then you need to subcategorize the issues or subcategorize the comments based on some culture, productivity, and progress.